We're now live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble. We are live. Good afternoon. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I do not have my voice activity setting up on Discord. So many things to do. There we go. All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to...
I'm okay, you're okay.
Yep.
IOYO.
Yeah. I'm AO Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. Thank you very much for coming in and watching us. Today is Sun's Day, a.k.a. Sunday, January 4th, 2026. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah. Well, first off, just to explain the show a little bit, first Sunday of the month is when we have IOYO.
Yep.
So what we do is we just take any kind of topic, serious, jovial, whatever it is, throw it out there, and get a couple of opinions.
Yeah.
And the audience can join in, or at least think it through and have comments if they want. Anyway, So I thought initially we would come up with just some personal fun.
Well, I want to get into the Christian because
we will. Let's just do.
Okay. It's your show. It's your show.
We're going to do some personal fun.
Okay.
Then we'll reflect back on Christmas.
Okay.
Now, the personal fun is real simple. What do you like and don't like in the way of food? Now, the first thing, which is delicious, and he doesn't know what I'm going to say.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
A beautiful sandwich, peanut butter, thick and rich, with a heavy layer of mayo. Oh, slap those babies together, and you got it. You don't like it?
Not together. Hell no.
I didn't think so. Anyways, I want to hear from people. I need some support on this. I know it's an unusual sandwich, but before you say no, give it a try. Okay, so we've already got your opinion on that one. Now,
I didn't even need to say anything.
I'm not going to say anything on this one, but I'm just going to read it out. Ice cream, delicious.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
Milk, good. What a drink. Refreshing,
Put
them together and you got crap.
No,
Two good foods and you got crap.
Time out, Mr. Hypocrisy. You're saying that peanut butter mayonnaise, which is an atrocious combination, is good. Not my opinion, my fact. Milk and ice cream is the same fucking thing. Ice cream is milk. You're literally dipping a tomato into ketchup at this point.
There's plenty of people out there that like ketchup and don't like tomatoes. So I mean, your point is not well taken. They're not too. You can throw whipped cream and whatever you want. So that is irrelevant whether they come from the cow, doesn't matter.
You are so full of shit. Our audience.
Anyways, it's just two good things. You turn it to crap. That's all I can say.
That's what I can say about peanut butter and mayonnaise.
But you're wrong.
But you're wrong.
So the final thing is, and I wish we had 2 against 2, but we'll throw this one out here, and let's see how it goes. Cottage cheese and sesame sauce. Oh, I'll tell you, it's catnip to the taste buds. First off, you got to like cottage cheese. I get that. Not everybody's going to. But you throw some sesame seed sauce on top of that, oh, doggy. You've got a home run. What do you think?
Well, as opposed to the peanut butter and mayo, which I will never try, I tried that combination. It doesn't work. Okay. I at least tried this the second time, and once again, you fall flat on your face.
Why is that?
Well, because it tastes like ass.
Okay, anyways, let's move on. That's just a fun thing. Yeah. That's personal.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about Christmas because,
we just had Christmas, obviously.
Now, time out. The Armenians, they celebrate Christmas sometime in January and everything.
January 6th or 8th or something.
Well, yeah, whatever. Somewhere in January. And everybody's like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, the Armenians, that's not real Christmas. Well, I say unto you, I believe the Armenians are a shade of brown. So if you disagree with them, you're racist.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Oh. So I, for once, actually have society on my side saying that it's still Christmas time.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you, and I don't care what shade anybody is.
And that's why we're about to cover these topics where it's still relevant.
The Armenians outsmart us, no question. They can go Christmas shopping after ours and get all the sales.
Oh, wow.
They outsmart us once again. So kudos to them.
I guess the Armenians are the superior race right now, at least in the money,
Anyways, so in honor of the Armenians, we're just going to have a debate about different stuff of
Christmas.
of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, what is for a topping of your tree? What is the topping of your choice? An angel or a star?
I prefer an angel, but I'm not opposed to stars. But if given a choice, I'd rather have an angel. But that's just me. I'm not going to fight for it.
Right,
but
right. Well, I come from. We have an angel today, so let's make that clear, and we've had it for years. I'm of the star family. You give me one or the other, but I've got to like it.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little story, a family story. Your aunt. Mm-hmm. I won't tell you which one. Doesn't matter.
Well, they both not.
There's a bunch of ants. Lots of ants. Anyways,
none of them.
I had a lousy star. It was just gnarly, cheap, but brassy looking thing. And I go, oh, this is so ugly. She goes, well, can I have it? And I go, sure, you can have it too. Do whatever you want.
I remember this.
She made this gorgeous, I forget what she did to it, but she just made this thing that had lights coming out of it. And she made it beautiful. I should give him my star back.
She totally Joanned it.
Oh, well, I don't know what that means.
Oh,
but
Joanne Fabrics,
okay.
like Hobby Lobby, all that.
Yeah. She made this beautiful star. So, I love our angels that we put up there and everything, but I am a star guy, if you get right down to it.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a nice star.
Yes.
Anyways.
And this kind of reminds me of the Christmas story, too. Like, we just saw that the other day, and how, he had to go steal a star.
Oh,
and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Santa won't visit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, Christmas tree itself, real or fake?
Here's the thing. When I was a kid, I used to be, I still am to a certain degree a traditionalist. Yeah. And I'm all for real trees, but at the same time, because I was thinking about this the other night in preparation for this exact conversation. And
wait a minute. Time out. You looked at my notes?
No, I didn't look at your notes.
Go ahead.
But, well, I mean, we worked on them together, but still, I just cannot bring myself towards shortening the lifespan and another living creature for my own personal, satisfaction. So, if you have a fake tree, I can let that slide. If anything, actually now, more now than then, I'd say more of a fake tree over a real tree, because if you cut down a real tree, it will die. And that's not right. How would you like it if somebody, cut down a human once a year and decorated it? That's kind of screwed up,
Okay, but here's the counter to that. And this isn't whether I'm pro or con, but this is the counter to what you're thinking. If it wasn't for Christmas and Christmas trees, those trees wouldn't even exist. They wouldn't have been planted to be cultivated later. So they never would have.
In tree farms.
And that's where they come from.
Well, not all of them.
No, not all of them.
Sometimes you go to the forest and you forget a straw.
The majority. Well, you can go cut down your own Christmas tree in a tree farm if you want.
Unless you forget your saw.
Christmas
vacation.
Yeah. So anyways, my feeling is, and I go back to, we have a fake tree. We've had it for years and years and years, but not when you were a kid. Not when you were a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we had real trees and
we even cut them down.
Yeah,
we even cut them down a whole bit. So I am still a real tree lover for Christmas.
As I said, I'm the same thing, but at the same time,
I wouldn't have a real tree today.
Yes,
for different reasons that you have.
Well, also because water's expensive out here in California, and the pine needles clean up
everything.
And at the same time, if you look more in depth into it, the actual Christmas trees has nothing to do with Christmas, nothing to do with Christianity. That is a pagan thing. Yule is a pagan celebration, and then that all those traditions got rolled up and mixed and mingled into Christianity, into Christmas. But Yule logs, Christmas trees, lights, even before electricity, when they put candles on the trees and everything, all of that has nothing whatsoever to do with Christianity and Jesus.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing I like on a Christmas tree that it no longer exists, and maybe it does, but not the way it was when I was a kid, man, I mean, not when you were a kid. When I was a kid.
Yeah.
So the bubble ornaments. Oh
Bubble
man,
ornaments.
they heat up. Yeah, they were like lights,
Oh.
but they'd heat up and bubble.
Like a little lava lamp type
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
And they would bubble. I love those, man. They just
Yeah, we used to have them. No,
them.
we had them. I remember
I know
them.
you could get them, but they weren't the same. They weren't as good.
I remember like they had a little ball, like a thin
and then it
thing
would
on
do
the
it,
top.
but it didn't work as well. It wasn't the same. Anyways, enough with that. The last point on Christmas trees that aren't part of Christmas. What's your preference? A standard tree. Now, this is if you like live, obviously.
Yeah.
A standard Christmas tree, natural, flock, so it looks like it snowed, painted white, or if you're real artistic, you can have pink, blue, whatever you want. They have all kinds of weird colors of some of these lots. So, what's your preference? This isn't disagreement. What's your preference on a real tree?
Well, on a real tree, like when I was a kid, I loved flocked, and
Did we ever have a flock tree?
We did a couple of times. Not that often because you didn't like the cleanup.
Yeah, they're a pain in the butt.
Well, that's the point I was going to make. Like I like the flock tree because I like the snowy look and everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, especially now that I'm an adult, I understand the pain in the ass regarding all the cleanup and everything. So maybe if you put down a sheet or something, and then after you're done with the tree, after it's removed, you just hoist it, and then all the cleanup is done. If you can mitigate the cleanup,
well, no.
I would go with flocked.
Okay,
so
you go with flock because you never worry about what the results are. It's what you like. I don't care if you got
what I like is less cleanup.
Snow blow the house or what.
I like the color that gets me the hell out of here.
Now my question is, I like just the natural tree.
I do
natural
too.
Tree. But I wonder, and I have no idea because I haven't been to a Christmas tree lot in years. I wonder if you can even get flocked or painted trees with the EPA the way it is.
Once again, I was thinking about this as well. With the whole painted tree thing, I was debating whether or not that's even a thing.
Maybe it doesn't even exist.
Well, no, because I was thinking, trees, it's not like, they're hyper expensive, but they ain't cheap. They're a tree.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. And back in the day, back in your day and everything, when your mom, when grandma, got... had that painted tree and everything, and if you want, you can tell the story after all this.
No.
But that was really before the advent of fake trees, or at least fake trees that didn't look like absolute ass. So maybe that was, maybe the whole painted tree was kind of sort of a thing to reuse the same tree. If you're, if you're being fiscally responsible, or if you're not that well off financially and everything, instead of buying a tree every year. Before the invention of fake trees, this was really your only option if you wanted a tree without having to buy one every year.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if there was such a thing as a fake tree because it was never considered.
That's what I was thinking. Would this be...
There may have been, but I wasn't aware of it.
I know.
I didn't know anybody that ever had a fake tree.
That's what I'm saying. I'm when did fake trees first start? When did that become a thing? And when did they actually start looking halfway decent?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too. When did they start looking real?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So
anyways, yeah.
Do we have any comments yet? Let me check. Nothing there. And where's my other thing? Here it is. All right. Go ahead.
No. Let's move on from the trees. Pass on that painted tree thing story. That's only good for you, a family story.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something a little more serious. Okay, as you know, I'm a baby boomer.
Yes.
Okay.
First edition, as close as you can get.
Yeah. I am absolutely the leading edge of baby boomers.
Well,
Year
not
one.
the leading.
Absolutely. With it, from
February, not January. So
January 1 is where they actually start.
Yeah, so you're a
if
month
you were born
in.
in 45 or 44, they'd probably still consider you, I don't know about 44.
Well, you're not like the leading, but you're very close to it. You're just 1 month behind.
Yes, so that's pretty damn close.
Yes, that's
when
what
it
I'm
goes,
saying.
what, 20 years or 30
I'm being
years or
semantics.
Okay.
So,
anyways, the question is the baby boomer a good or bad generation?
well,
As far as compare in society, I'm sure they're all great people, good people, bad people, and everything, just like every other generation. But was it a good generation? my parents' generation was known as the greatest generation that ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
Fought World War II
Mm-hmm.
and defended this country. Very selfless people.
Well, just defended democracy, defended this country and countries abroad. Like,
what about, we never talk about the baby boomers. What do you think?
You know, like, it's very easy to pass blame. It's very easy to point fingers. It's very easy to not arbitrarily, but just like on a surface level blame things. Like, you know, on an individual level, like, you know, everybody, like, you know, like, because, you know, as the saying goes, a person is smart, people are dumb. You know, kind of in that thing. Like, baby boomers, I would say, were really the last generation to instill like decent moralities and ethics in their offspring, but like with all the free love and all the hippy dippy stuff and everything that's set in motion, you know, to the way the world is today, at least how they carry themselves, and they've also, like, you know, they're not doing the economy any favors, especially the ones that are up there in age and won't retire and won't let the new people come in and take their place, while robots and AI are taking. I mean, they ain't doing the world any favors, is what I'm saying. You know, like the baby boomer generation, they need to learn to let go. You know, they need to learn to move on and to stop.
Depending on the, because it's like a 30-year span or something.
Yeah.
To consider baby boomers. They don't quite get how they get that.
Well,
difference.
I'm talking about, like, you know, like, because a lot of people in the CEO positions, like, there's a lot of people in their like 60s, 70s,
like
80s.
our president.
Well, yeah. But, like, there's a lot of people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who really honestly should retire. Now, I understand that's not really feasible with the way the economy is. But at the same time, by not vacating a position, they're holding on to something that, you know, that somebody else will not gain access to.
Well,
you know?
I don't know how much baby boomers are holding on and not letting other people in. And the other flip side of that is, too, maybe when they were in their late 40s, early 50s, even late 50s, they were getting replaced because they can get people cheaper.
Yeah.
So there's the other side of that, too. They lost their job because that 25-year-old could do it for a fraction of the price.
Mm-hmm.
And
a fraction of the time with technology that the boomer has no idea how to operate.
Well, yeah, that's an individual thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm doing
a baby boomer.
We're talking in sweeping generalizations here.
Which we have to.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We're just generalizing. It's not individuals at all. I'm a little harsher, if that's the correct word, on the baby boomers than maybe you are. The way you started it, anyway.
I'm going to say that they're not doing the world any favors. So.
Here's the difference. I think we started off being instilled by the greatest generation with a lot of morals,
ethics,
and a lot of ethics and all of this. And the one thing that great generation did poorly, they raised their kids great, but the downside they spoiled the hell out of them. We became very selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that translated into free love, free peace, everybody's just perfect.
The pendulum went too far the other way.
Yeah, I think it righted itself eventually.
Yeah, but the damage is done.
We swung into that.
The damage is done,
and it didn't do the world anything.
Yeah,
but I think we have contributed, especially economically and everything. Just the masses of numbers that went through. That's why it's called a baby boomers. Booming times.
Yes.
But not so much us, but the numbers and everything else. So that's
my
my only take on it.
Like to exemplify what I was saying earlier about not retiring, not letting things go, and all that stuff. Yes, you guys contributed a great deal, but then as the saying goes, you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Like all the good stuff that your generation has done has been negated, and we're it's at this point might as well not have done anything, because the damage that your generation has caused to the economy and everything. Like, remember when I was a kid, we were at that duplex or whatever, and I realized I was never going to own a house.
Yeah.
Like, see, people like and like like this story can describe you a little bit, because generally, your generation, just by existing, okay, it's not like you went out and beyond, you did extracurricular activity or anything. Just by living, you became a millionaire, and just by living, I'm going to become impoverished because there's nothing left for me. Like everything's all tied up in all your stuff and all your investing, not you personally, but like your generations and everything. But like,
you took the air out of the room, is what you're saying.
Essentially, yeah. Like you brought all the air in, and then you sucked it all up into your own lungs.
That goes back to the selfishness,
yes,
to some degree. But everybody is going to try to strive to do as well as they can to to feed their family and make a best life possible for their family.
But I'm talking about the freedom, like a lot more freedoms, a lot more opportunities back in your time than there is today. Like a lot jobs, a lot more what's the word, like a better, not to sound communist or anything, or like a better distribution of wealth, as in like things, inflation. Okay, like a tire back in 1920 would cost like $5, and a tire today is like 50 or whatever. Like
that has nothing to do. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to put too much together at once to try to explain things in an admittedly horrible way. I'm saying, the opportunity for wealth and things was a lot greater back in your time than it was today, and that's because of all the rules and legislation and bureaucracy and just how things are done was set by your generation.
No, I disagree with that. Let's set a number on the generation. I'm saying it's 60, 20, 30 years ago. 30 years ago.
Yeah.
60. That's the beginning of the generation not being relevant. Let's just say for conversation, at 60, the generation is no longer relevant, and more will roll into that. What you're all describing came after the baby boomers. Even though they're still around and still living in their homes, but they're not the movers and shakers of the economy or the birth rates or anything like that. So I disagree with that. No, I think you're taking it out, not in the chronological timetable. I don't think so. But yeah, we did consume a lot of natural resources, economics, and all of that stuff. And but a lot of that's just sheer numbers too.
I'm trying because like there was I'm just getting all this random crap, but I was trying to find there was like a meme that explained it very well. But like as I said, like just by existing, going to your job, investing here and there, like it's not as if like you're playing the stock market and you're going way out. You're just doing day-to-day activity. There is so much epicness in this country in your generation during your time that just by breathing, you reap the rewards by living in the greatest nation on earth. But you reaped all the rewards and left nothing, not even scraps, for the next people.
I still disagree with that, because you can go back to...
I can't even own a home.
I understand that, but you can't blame it on the baby boomers.
Yes, I can, because they're the ones who made all the laws and legislations.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. You're still taking it to... You can't go back 40 years or whatever and say, okay, we're not the movers and shaking.
I'm not going back 40 years. I'm going back since the 40 years, what you've done since the baby boomer generation, leading up to me. Who are the people in office? Who are the people making laws? Who are the people setting the rules?
They're not baby boomers anymore. No, they're not. They're gone. You can always say Trump's a baby boomer, but yeah, he's not.
I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about the past 50 years.
Okay. But here's the point that you're not looking at. When you come to can't afford a house and all this stuff, and legislation's one thing. That's a different topic. But go back to my parents, your grandparents, their generation. I grew up a mother in the house. No mother, any of my friends, whoever, worked. Mothers didn't work. They stayed home, took care of the house, That can't happen.
That
changed in my generation. All of a sudden, we had to have 2 family incomes halfway through our generation.
I'm going to time you out. It's not that mothers didn't work. They did work. They didn't go to a job to get a paycheck, but, you're working around the house, cleaning, cooking. That's work.
Of course.
You don't have to leave the house to work.
Of course.
So, it's not that mothers didn't work. It's that they had a different type of job. They still worked their ass off.
Well, let me give you one quick story.
But for whatever reason, society deems working at home less valuable than working outside. Just because you're getting a paycheck doesn't mean you're any better or worse than anybody else.
Exactly right. Let me just... You be it with a group of people, that you're just meeting and you're chatting and whatever. What do you do? And what does she do? And everything. And they say, oh, I'm a this, I'm a that. Then you get to this one girl.
I'm just a housewife.
All of a sudden you don't get, oh, I'm a housewife. No, I'm just a housewife. And it always annoyed me. Why do we get that just in there? So, yeah. I get
that's a bullshit mentality.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways. I don't think we agree much on the baby boomers, but at least...
Well, what I'm saying is...
We're not too far off, but we have different ideas of why, where, what, and how.
Well, you're not living in my shoes, and you have to deal with all this bullshit.
But it's not the baby boomers. You're a generation or 2 away from them.
Yes, but we're still living with repercussions for the next 100 years of your generation's decisions. Yes.
Nah.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
What's our timetable here? We got one short.
We're almost a half hour.
We'll take a real short one here.
Okay, we got that one.
No.
Oh yeah.
College.
Is it worth it? Today, hell no. Absolutely not. It's not worth it at all because 1, it's expensive as holy hell, and 2, all this student loan crap. 3, freaking. This roll of toilet paper is worth more than most college degrees. If you really think magic words on special paper mean anything, ask Hitler about the Treaty of Versailles. If nobody follows something, then it's worthless. And with how colleges are these days, especially their curriculum, they don't even teach you what they're supposed to teach you. So on all aspects, it's all just crap. It used to mean something. Education used to mean something. But it doesn't anymore.
Well, I'm not going to let you get away with a blanket statement like that. Obviously, if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, you got to go to college. It's really, really important. And if you're dedicated to it, go do it. And come out with that. Make a great, wonderful living. Be good at it. If you love it, you'll be good at it.
If you go to a college that actually teaches you how to doctor and not how
if you're going there for basket weaving and
having
a good time, you're blowing your parents' money.
Yes.
Big
now,
time.
Let me explain. Let me add a personal note on what I said earlier about how worthless college degrees are and everything.
They're not worthless.
They are.
It's too blanket.
Well,
go ahead.
Tell the story of when Mom solved that problem. Tell the whole story.
Okay. We don't have time for the whole story, but this is a reverse. This is what happens with degrees. You have to have a degree. We're talking about that. And this is the reverse of this because of degrees. She's a very smart, intelligent, brilliant woman. Absolutely brilliant. And she had a job, and I'm not going to say it, but it was in electronics. And she was working a machine, stamp, and she was always really good at it, figured out how to do her quota for the day, and she'd be done. And so she started seeing what else she could do in there, and she found this chemical room that they were working on stuff. She saw notes of what they were doing and everything. She probably shouldn't have been in there. She said it was called a bomb room, so shouldn't have been in there.
But nice.
Anyway, so she said, no, you can do this and this and this and this, and it came up with the results they needed, just boom, off the charts. So they left notes. She left notes of what she did and how it worked and everything like that. 2 days later, all the chemists come in, who all have degrees, and say, "Wow, this is fantastic! You've done a marvelous. What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" They said, "You got to come work with us." She said, "Okay, great." Ran it by management. No, shouldn't have a degree. Couldn't bring her in.
So tell me, what is the purpose of a degree?
Well, knowledge.
The purpose of a degree is a written document proving that you have the knowledge and capabilities of the subject matter in which whatever it covers. Did she not prove that with her actions?
Yes.
So the college degree is worthless because they're using that technicality.
No, it's not worthless.
They're using that technicality to hold people back.
This is the reverse of a degree. Not having it and being incapable. Then you got a problem. But the degree, you can't diminish the degree because of the reverse.
If the degree is the end-all, be-all, God of everything, and somebody's already proven that they have the capabilities, then the degree is worthless. Because they already fucking have it.
And here's a flip side to what you're saying. She could have just as easily gone in there not knowing what she was doing, screwed around with stuff, and blew the place up.
Yeah.
Then
but she didn't.
The company is liable. So you can't prove you have that knowledge. We can't afford to. We can't take that chance of you being in there and blowing the place up.
Then get her an honorary degree because she freaking did it.
I got it.
You know, but see,
that is the reverse degree.
But that's what drives me up a bloody wall. Is because like the whole point of a degree is to prove that you have the knowledge. Well, when you prove it, but you don't have a degree, then that is your degree. But because you have to go through the right ways of passage, up yours, with your technicalities, you know, like, see, like this is what happens when a society is way too, like, reliant on officials and this and that. Well, yeah, but that's the point, you know. Every now and then, you know, like, because if you follow everything to a T, then you're just going to have an entire population of robots with unoriginality. Oh, you have to do it this way because that's the way it's done. You know, no imagination, no... What's the point of living?
Well, she got to be a chemist with me without a degree. There you go.
Well, that actually could probably put your company in a liability right now.
She's not even here anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Years and years
Doesn't
ago.
matter.
No.
No. I hope they don't use that as a way to come after you. Anyway, that's
I think that's
pretty
gonna
much
do it. Yeah,
all the topics.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, if you guys have any comments, please, interact in the comment section. If there's anything that you'd like to see in the description, go check out in there. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon. And I just want to say one thing. For this show, the reason for it existing is we're all okay.
Yes. I'm okay.
Agree. Don't agree. You're okay.
Yeah.
Fine. But
You're okay.
we got to get along. Everybody's okay.
Yes.
That's the only reason I'm interested in this show at all.
There will always be
and
differences,
I'm
but
always
there will
right.
always be similarities. And when you look at the silver lining of every black cloud, that is the only way that we as a species can move forward.